Hello, BookTube. This is the Scholar Gentleman. Um, just wanted to give you a look at my TBR trolley. It's this like thing that I bought to when I order books. I just kind of plock this thing here. I want to read this stuff soon, but I'm not going to get to it super soon. So I'm just going to give you a walk through this just so you know what I'm all about. First of all, my love of reading came from comic books, and this is one of the first comic books I ever picked up. See if I can find the one here. Ah, come on, let's get back there. Come on. Right there. All-Star Comics, picking up from the original 1940s title from way back when, and they were reintroducing the Justice Society. And right there is Power Girl, one of my favorite characters. Say hi to Willie the cat. You'll never see him live because he hides from every new visitor that comes in the house. Anyway, that's there. Eventually, I'm planning on rereading The Lord of the Rings. This is the Fellowship of the Ring. This is my actual high school. This is my actual high school copy. I'll get to that eventually. You see, you want to read these things and you make them handy, but then they tend to stack up on your to be read pile, or in my case, the to be read trolley. Read The Alienist and loved it, so I picked up the sequel, Angel of Darkness, and it's been sitting there for a little while. This came with the first issue of Classic Rock that I picked up. And yeah, albums that built the 80s, so I'm probably going to read that at some point. It's a quick little read. Magazine reading. Anything that has the thing on it I have to pick up, especially if it's from Horror Hound. Amazing World of DC Comics. These are like an in-house DC Comics, an in-house DC Comics official fanzine that they used to put out. These are kind of old, so I had to find these on eBay. Got a handful of them here. So, of course, they're stacking up along with everything else. Total Films Guide to the Marvel Universe, because I love those movies, or most of them, I should say, and TV shows. Let's go down to the second shelf. A damn fine story. I have this fading dream of becoming a writer. So I just kind of picked that up to figure out the structure of how to make a story, how to write a story. Of course, do I write? No, because I'm lazy shit. Anyway. J.D. Kirk, DCI Jack Logan Collection, books 4 through 6. A friend of mine from Scotland got me into these, so this is the second book. I order the book up, of course, and it shows up. Then I plop it here, intending to read it soon, but hasn't been read yet. Don't worry, I'll get to it. What else is underneath here? Save the Cat writes a novel. Yep, like I said before, Gary wants to be a writer, but does he write? No. This has been the book that's probably been on my to-be-read shelf for the longest. London Labor and the London Poor. It was written during Victorian times. This gentleman, Henry Mayhew, wanted to learn about the city's disenfranchised, and he actually did an actual study. He interviewed, merchants, he interviewed homeless people, and it gives you a nice backdrop to Charles Dickens' London. And I'm ashamed to say I've never read a Charles Dickens novel yet. Soon, though. All right, let's see. Oh, there's another one underneath here. A Mountain Walk, Great Tales of the Cthulhu Mythos. Whenever I'm kind of in a down mood or a nihilistic mood, I like to read H.P. Lovecraft and related writers. And H.P. Lovecraft is the great popularizer of cosmic horror. There have been others, but when you mention cosmic horror, he's the one you think of, mostly. Reading a lot of Lovecraft gets into your head. I'll tell you that right now. If you want to see a movie that captures Lovecraft pretty fully, check out In the Mouth of Madness, directed by John Carpenter. X-Men. After John Byrne left as artist, I collected these books when they came out, It's one of the greatest X-Men arcs ever. Got a lot of good, a lot of decent art in here, especially Paul Smith, the great Dave Cockrum, who reinvigorated the Legion of Superheroes. Introduces the Brood, and Illyana's disappearance into limbo, and she disappears a 7-year-old kid, and she comes back at age 14. But yeah, Paul Smith, I wish would have done more. He's originally an animator artist. So yeah, just read these when I was coming of age as a teenager. What else do we have here? Oh, a Star Wars comic with Jackson, the green-eared bunny in the background. You had to be reading Star Wars comics from the 70s to know who that is. But before we had all the prequels and the sequels and everything else, the only thing we had was Star Wars comics from Marvel, and they continued the epic as best they could. And one of those characters, Jackson, the walking green-eared rabbit. He's a wise ass too. So, okay. The a reprint of All-Star Comics #3, winter issue. I believe it's the first introduction of the entire Justice Society right there. And a little companion piece to that would be the greatest Golden Age stories ever told. And if you're a modern comics reader, Golden Age stories are kind of, well, very simplistic, but all the DNA of all the mythic superhero stories that you read is in a Golden Age story. And here you'll see like Starman, the Spectre, Sandman, all that. Green Lantern, the original Green Lantern. I could stand to learn more about the Golden Age myself, to be honest. Okay, let's go down to the last shelf. Ugh. The Way We Never Were. American Families and the Nostalgia Trap. That should be fun to read because life wasn't exactly Leave It to Beaver. Fathers Knows Best back in the day. So I'll have fun reading that. What's down here? Oh, Cruelty is the Point. Don't want to get political, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Who else? Coming down to the bottom here. If you've ever seen Jessica Jones, she once appeared in a comic called Alias, and in Marvel's Max Comics, which was made for mature readers because it has all the swearing in it and all the sexual situations. You don't see it, but it's pretty obvious what's going on. But this was my favorite from the Max imprint because he was a superpowered private eye set in the Marvel Universe. It was excellent, and someone else liked it, so that's why it had 3 seasons on Netflix as Jessica Jones. That's been moved over to Disney Plus now, so give those a view if you like them. And there's a volume 2 here. Good stuff. If you like comics, you want to check that out. Anyway, I'm going to upload this to my BookTube account because I've been trying to start a BookTube account, but there's been some hiccups, which I'll explain later on. But yeah, this is my to be read pile, and I'm currently reading The Spread by Ian Robb. Can never remember his name. Ian Robb Wright. Anyway, I'll put it in the bucket down below. Also, I'd like to point out, please subscribe to Little Big Library. He tagged me after I showed those 2 little free libraries in my travels